Okay. Kind of refuting what Matt was talking about. He brought up in his first speech that in 2007, only 12 players were suspended for steroids, according to baseballalmanac.com, where he's trying to counter what I said. 89 players were linked to steroids by the Mitchell report. However, I never said these players are actually suspended. You know, how many suspensions have you heard of from people being linked for steroids? It's all kind of hearsay. So this shows that MLB isn't even enforcing its own rules. If 89 have been linked as of 2007, and in 2007, 12 were suspended, you know, they're not even enforcing their own rules. So if a weak rule is weakly enforced, that's just increasing the problem. Matt also stated that according to the CDC, 6% of high school athletes are using steroids, which is what I said from my source, 4 to 12. So 6 is more accurate. And of that, he said 4.5% admitted to using steroids. So who's going to admit to using steroids? So 4.5%, I guess you could say, is kind of the minimum that we actually know is using steroids. You know, we're never going to know the true number. So 4.5% admit. And then he also said kids use steroids for scholarships, not because of what they see MLB players doing. However, they see, like he also said, big hitters are getting big contracts. So if Alex Rodriguez is getting a $250 million contract for hitting home runs, and one of the reasons he got that contract is for the 3-year period he used steroids from 2001 to 2003. You know, they're going to want their big money is scholarships. So they're seeing, you know, big performance equals big money. Well, for them, they're not getting $1 million contracts. They're getting scholarships to schools to hopefully lead up to that. So also in his rebuttal, Matt talked about the current policy does involve random drug testing and off-season testing, and there isn't a limit to how many times a player can be tested. However, there have been inside tips to when testing occurs. So players, you know, some players, it's all about who you know. Some players are getting tipped about when the tests are coming, so they can kind of try to flush out their, you know, bloodstream or to get rid of their steroids. So he also said some, like Rafael Palmeiro and some other players, I didn't get their names, they don't know what is banned. But how can they not know what is banned when I can go on a website and look up the banned substances? You can go to baseballsteriods.com and find a list of almost 50 banned performance-enhancing drugs. So if I can do it, why can't a baseball player who it's actually going to affect do it? And one of the main arguments was also that they didn't know it was illegal. But you can't blame ignorance. You can't blame stupidity for your actions. You can't say, you know, I didn't know the speed limit was 25, officer. I was going, you know, 40. I shouldn't get a ticket. So you can't blame stupidity for your actions. So again, our policy is that it should be a 1-year ban for first-time offense and a lifetime ban for the second. And this time it should actually be enforced by baseball. The lack of enforcement is clearly the problem. So if you enforce a strict rule, things will change.